Okay.
And go. We're live.
Sweet.
Uh, so how's it going?
It's
Swell.
good.
I
Good,
just
good.
won the head of Onyxia. It's fantastic.
After how
Cool.
many tries?
A lot. You can run her more than any other raid because she resets every 5 days instead of once a week.
Yeah, but this is probably the first chance you actually had to roll on the head, right?
I've never actually won in vanilla either because like I was a resto druid, so they don't prioritize it at all. Right? It's a DPS priority. I'm not waiting for the guild to hand this in. I want to hand it in right now and get my neck and fuck that buff.
While we're doing the podcast. All right. So we'll go round table, I guess. I liked your idea, Scotty, about just talking about your week, what you've been playing. We've had a little
Yeah.
bit longer than a week since the last cast. We were on Tuesday, right? I think.
It was Monday actually. So a week and 4 days.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So go for it. What have you been playing since Monday?
Since that Monday, I was dabbling back with. Actually, I guess since then I hopped in more Overwatch, grinded that out till I got platinum. And realized how not realized, but remembered how toxic that game is and how hard it is to play a group game
Yeah.
with people that don't understand their roles and what the roles mean. And then a mixture of people that play DPS and like just aren't meant for it. Then I hopped into Call of Duty again, grinded out some guns on that. That was fun. And then as of the past 2 days, I've just been playing Escape from Tarkov, which has been a wild ride.
Brett got you
Um,
back into that. What was the you said there was some new content?
oh, it's beta now. Like nothing that I would notice because the first time I jumped into it was just so overwhelming, and I played a couple times, just died, and like you have this fear of losing your loot because like if you lose it in game, you don't have it when you get out of the raid. Um, if you die, if you
Right.
don't extract. So he kind of guided me through it, and then today I hopped back in, and I was getting that same feeling like, fuck, do I want to keep playing this? Like this is just so stressful. But then I kind of figured out the map and kind of figured out what's going on because you have two options. You can hop in as a scav, is what it's called, which you play as an NPC. So like you're one of the robots that roam the map and try to kill the real players.
Right.
And if
And the
you
real
survive,
players can't tell if it's an NPC scav or a
other
real
than the way they
person.
move, because obviously NPCs walk like
Right. You can
NPCs and
predict
they
as you
move
get
like
good at the game and understand the patterns. You can probably
so
tell,
yeah,
but it's not labeled, right?
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So when you drop in as a scav, it gives you a random gun and random loot to start with. So you want to try to find shit and kill as many real people. You can leave and you get to keep everything as a scav, but you don't lose anything. Like you're just losing what you found in that one session. But as if you jump in on your main character, then if you die, then you lose everything you brought in. And if you find and get sweet loot, then you leave with it. Actually, the cool thing with Brett yesterday was this is what made me like kind of okay. I want to keep playing this. Is he died and then I killed this guy that killed him, and he had like four dope guns. So I just stacked all the guns, went and got out, and I'm like, okay, well I have more than what I started with in this game now. So let's see where it goes. And then yeah, today I had a couple of good runs. So I'm feeling it. Like I get that extreme like tense feeling as you're like creeping around the map and trying to stay alive, and like the fights are
Like the
really
last
intense.
circle in PUBG kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, all times. It never stops. You always have that feeling because like you die instantly. Like there's no like remorse in this game. It's just like if you get the drop on somebody, you're gonna murder them. And it's just so in depth. Like I just realized I swapped a sight from another gun onto the gun I went in with my real player, and I didn't realize that I didn't change like the front reticle of the gun. So like my red dot was in the view of the iron sights. So like I didn't realize you have to actually like uh you have to mod your actual gun barrel, not just the gun itself. Like you have to do everything for the gun.
That's
So
nuts.
it's been really fun. Yeah, like it's super in depth. Like if you break your arm, you have to put a splint on. You have to use different healing things for different wounds. Yeah, it's just so
What
in
does this
depth. So
cost
like,
right now?
I'm assuming they're gonna have a Christmas sale real soon, but you can buy tiers. So the first tier is just the base game, and you get like two guns, a backpack, a vest, some healing supplies, some water, and then the next tier you get a couple extra guns, and the next tier you get like an extra crate to hold stuff. Like, and each tier you buy, you only have so much space in your inventory. And if you buy a higher tier, you get a little more space. So now I'm in that like, okay, I have all these guns. Now I have to start like managing my inventory so I don't have too much, and I have to sell things. And I'm learning like there's different there's 8 different trade operatives that you can go to, and like they trade different things. Like one's called Prepor, and he has a lot of like kind of shitty guns. He's the first one you deal with. And then there's one called she's like a psychiatrist, and she sells you like healing meds and stuff, and like you do missions for them. So like my first mission was go in and kill 5 scabs and retrieve 2 of these shotguns, and then you get level 2 and 4. So like that's what I was trying to do right before we started the podcast.
So is there sort of like a central town that can you drop into a game essentially where you can't die? Is my question.
There's no place where you can't die. You can do it offline mode where like nothing really matters. You kind of learn the maps,
right?
But yeah, the only forgiving mode is being a scab, and you can only do it once every 20 minutes.
Okay.
So if you go and you die right out as a scab, then you have to wait 20 minutes to be a scab again, or you play your main character and go in and have the chance of losing.
Man,
so like Brett
that
was even
sounds
like, it's so like, it's a game that I didn't think I'd like, and it makes me now think maybe I would have liked Daisy if I took the time to learn the map a little bit more.
I love
and
Daisy,
like,
man.
Yeah. So like as I'm playing, I'm thinking of you. I'm like, man, he would love this because like you get really into it, and then like even like what got me was Brett's like, don't worry about guns, I'll get you a gun. He's like, that gun costs like $200,000, and then like I've never played with a gun like that in this game, and like it was like a dart, so it just went where it was supposed to go. And then he's like, there's different levels of armor, so you have to bring different bullets. Does it penetrate level 2 armor, level 4, level 6? Because you can have a pistol and it just won't break up level 6 armor. You're just
right.
You better hit him in the head or they're not gonna die, because that armor can take four shots from that pistol.
Well, that's like realistic.
Yeah. So like it has all these like different metrics and different scenarios and different mechanics working, and I'm just like, okay, I see why you like this. Like I see why like people get into this, because like it's a lot of fun.
I do have a question for you, because I spent a decent amount of time watching Summit play it, and I think Grims as well for quite a while there.
Yeah. So I watched them today play it.
Yeah. Okay. So they're back. They're back on that train. My question is about the movement. Because it didn't really, the time I spent watching, it didn't look very fluid. It seemed like clunky, chunky, and it's more about your ability to react quickly with your aim.
Kind of. You start at level 1, right? And as you keep going into raids, is what they call them, you're earning experience points in different areas. So like stamina, mobility, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's more robotic than your Call of Duty, than your Apex Legends. Because it's trying to it's trying to mimic like human movement, not like super soldier movement. Like you're going in this as like, oh, you're just a dude trying to escape Tarkov. Like you're just trying to get out.
Better or worse than PUBG?
Different.
Okay.
Not as easy to just get into, but now that I'm getting it, I'm getting that itch. Like I said, I jumped in as a scav, and I just felt like tense. Like I got to make it out. Like actually, great experience I had right before I went for a scav. So I went in as a human, and I only brought like I told you, I put the wrong sight on. So I'm like, oh shit, like I don't know how to fucking aim this. Like my red dot shooting it. So I took the red dot off, and then I realized I don't have the back iron sight. I just have the front.
Right.
So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to play this a little bit slower. I killed a scav, then another one came, so I killed him. And then I'm looting him, and I hear another guy, so I stop. And then this scav comes in, and these 3 were NPCs. So I end up killing them. And I was almost running out of bullets, so then I go around this area trying to find an extraction point. So I look where the extraction are. I'm okay. I run into another scav. He hits me once in the arm and fractures my arm. So your screen gets really blurry now because your guy's like sweating, like he's in pain. So I go to the edge of the map, and I know that the extraction's on the other side of the map. So I'm staying at the edge of the map because that's the safest place I know. I know if I stay on this wall, I can get to the. I'm making it through, and it's really hard to see. It's like blurry and whatnot. I'm like, man, this is intense. Like it's making my eyes like feel weird because like it's trying to mimic how your eyes would look like as you're getting disoriented.
Yeah.
So I see a guy in the distance, and I'm kind of following him. I'm like, hey, I'm just gonna keep a good enough distance that he doesn't hear me because he's going the same extraction I am. And I stop a couple times because I lost him. I'm like, where is he? I cross this bridge. I go up this hill after the bridge because it's kind of like a freeway, and you go down, and I went under the bridge, went up to the hill. and he's just laying there, and I'm like, oh shit, and I just tap him 4 times, he dies. And he was a real player that only dropped in with a knife and like a decked out AKM. So I grab his AKM and I'm like, fuck, I'm almost at the extraction. This is kind of like the cherry on the top. I just got this sick AKM. I almost had no other loot. I make the extraction. I get out with this dope gun. And I'm like, oh, sick.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I get out and I realize like you actually have to heal your character now. So I was like, asked Brett, I'm like, dude, my arm's fractured. What do I do now?
So there's
there's
real decisions like what you bring with you, right? You don't want to waste.
Oh yeah.
Like your good shit.
Brett's
right?
like, now, just bring in pistols, learn the map a little bit. So if you die, you don't really care. Pistols are cheap.
Right.
And like maybe you'll get a kill and pick up a nice gun. So that's what I did. And now I'm like, okay, now I can. So that's why I did the next one with a better gun. I was like, okay, now I have a better gun. Like I feel a little more confident going in, and like you just keep going up.
How many maps are there?
So when it launched, when I first played it, there was 3. Now there's 2, 4, 6 or 7 or 8 maybe. So.
And is it all just the one game mode of drop in, get to the extraction point?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's where those 8 traders, you can get missions from them. So like I said, this one was on this map, kill 5 scavs and find these 2 shotguns, bring them back to me, and then I level up with them. So there are different missions.
Right.
There's way more intense missions as you go down the road, like get car batteries, and like you'll do 3 runs where you don't find a fucking car battery because somebody beat you to it, or different things like that. There's scav bosses, so there's different scavs or NPCs that are actually way tougher, and you have to like strategically get to them, and they have a bunch of scavs around them, so you got to kill off the little ones and try to make it to him. Wow. So there's a lot of dynamics going on. Like it's a lot of fun. Like this is something I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna play this for a bit. I'm gonna see where it goes.
What's the cost now? Like without a sale.
If we pull it up right now.
So I think I remember it being extremely cheap when it was in Alpha.
It goes on sales. It goes on sale a bunch.
But wasn't there some version that was like it was really expensive because it came with a bunch of guns or something?
Yes, so you can still do that.
Okay.
Yeah, their site does not make it.
It's on Steam, isn't it?
Is it on Steam?
I thought so.
No, actually, they use their own. They use their own launcher.
Oh, really? Who made it?
Battle State Games.
I have no idea.
Standard edition. Oh, I can't even see it. I can only see my upgrade. So if I upgraded to the 3rd version, it's an extra $25. I think on sale I got it for like 37.
Here, I'll see if I can pull it up. EFT, emotional freedom techniques.
I just posted it in Discord.
Okay, I see it there. I got their website here anyway.
Just search pre-order and it comes up.
Pre-order. Shoot. Escape from Tarkov. Beta is available. So they're calling this the beta.
Yeah, when I first bought it, it was only alpha.
Right.
That's why there was only like 4 maps.
Oh, okay. So what was PUBG called when we were playing it originally? Was that alpha? I think it was.
Yeah, that was alpha too, yeah. And we missed it the one day before that. Like,
oh, God.
Jacket we could have got was worth 5.
It was the Player Unknown's box, right? With the jacket and the, and the bandana.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And it was just one day because we started watching the streams with like, this game looks sick. We'll buy it tomorrow. And then it went off their own website and went to Steam, and you couldn't get that anymore unless you bought it.
All right, so EFT Standard Edition, guaranteed instant access to the closed beta. Okay, so they're saying you get the beta access. The game itself, a basic stash. Oh God, they're selling inventory slots. Genius. And some bonus equipment at the start. Does it? Okay, you get a knife. It's a decent amount of stuff. $44.
I bought the one up.
The Left Behind edition. So access to the beta, the game, a bigger stash, 10 by 36 versus 10 by 26. Wow, big difference. And did you get any extra equipment?
From what I saw, you get like 1 extra gun, a couple extra healing supplies.
It looks like a decent actually. It's like a little bit of a chunky difference.
$74.99 though. Oh,
Which
God.
I'm assuming I got it when it went on sale, so I got my package, that package for like 35% off.
You get a
I think
bunch
I
of
paid,
extra healing. You get a bunch of AK mags that you don't get in the other one. You get an extra backpack. Like you get actually a decent chunk of shit. Like look at the bottom there. They actually broke it down really well. So if you look at the bottom
And
of
what's
the first one where it says 300,000 rubles and AK whatever plus 2 magazines,
yeah.
then just look around the same spot on the other one. It's 400,000 rubles, so an extra 100,000. You get the same mags, but you get extra 2 mags. You get the extra first aid. You get grenade. You get additional backpack slot, and then
Yeah,
some
damn.
of the other items above, you just get more of them, right? So if you look at the numbers, you just get more of everything.
All right, and then the Prepare for Escape edition.
You can always upgrade. Keep that in mind. So if you wanted to just try it out, buy the minimum, see if you like it, then you can buy the upgraded package later.
Okay.
So like right now, I have the
Whoa.
left behind edition. I can upgrade to the Prepare for Escape for $25. But what's the difference on your screen between the left behind and Prepare?
It is, I think, 44 to 74. Yeah, 44 to $74.
So literally the same difference. in
45 to
price.
75.
25.
And then
Yeah,
up to 100
$25.
for the Prepare for Escape edition.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an FPS I think I could see you getting back into and like actually enjoying.
Oh God, that wasn't the last. That wasn't the last one. The Edge of Darkness limited edition.
Mm-hmm.
A huge stash, 10 by 66, and a lot of equipment. Holy crap!
$3,000 too.
What does that one come? Oh, you get actual dollars, not just rubles. Ooh.
Yeah, you
It
get
came with
400,000
a-
rubles and $3,000.
The $99 package had $1,000, but this is 3K.
Oh, so like yeah, you're getting in this edition, you're getting an SV-98 sniper rifle. You're getting silencers.
Damn,
You're getting an M4 and an MPX. Yeah.
Submachine gun.
these bastards.
But mind
I
you,
want
you
this
could
one.
literally have one run where you get like 3 of those guns because like one guy
Right,
came
right.
in loaded.
Yeah,
you
but,
get the drop on
you
them
could
and
just
you
start
run
with it. You just start with it.
Oh fuck.
I'm just saying the only thing really worth it out of that is the USD dollars you get and the inventory space. Like it's not,
Yeah.
the guns really aren't the value in that package.
Right. I think the it seems like inventory space is that's the
There's a
whole
lot
game.
of consumables and ammunition, though. I'm sure that has a lot of value.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking, there's tons of like it says tactical rig, morphine injector, grizzly first aid kit. Like there's a lot of actual extra items in this kit that aren't in the other kits that I think are probably useful. I don't know.
Yeah.
Body armor, pistol case.
But the cool thing, you could just start with the edition I grabbed or the beginner, see if you like it, run a couple raids, see like, okay, is this something I can see myself getting into, and then upgrade after the fact.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. It's
Okay, yeah,
$140.
I would like that extra stuff for that
It's
money. Yeah.
$140. Yeah, I know. I get you. Fuck that. I'd rather go back to the very base and just pay 45.
I'm surprised that it's this much money actually. Like
Then
there-
it's 45 for even the base game.
yeah. It seems I don't know, it seems high, right? For a developer
Mind
that
you,
I've
like I
never
said-
heard of.
Yeah. And like, keep in mind that it does go on sale. Like, you might see a Christmas sale pop up soon.
Yeah. I think the right model here would have been free to play. Free to play, but make like your account like your shit. You start with literally nothing. Maybe you can only be a scav, right?
I mean, like, yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Just try it out, run some scav runs, see if that you could get into it. But
They
like,
seem to
I don't
have a
think-
healthy player base. Like, let's see, where's it sitting
Yeah.
on Twitch? Let's take a look. Browse games. Where do you guys think it is? Do you think it's even in the top 50 games?
I say it's top 30.
I don't know about that. Maybe. I think it depends on the day and who's streaming. So like, if you get like Shroud plays this too. If you get
Right.
people like that, like Reno has 13.2K viewers, so it's not gonna be the top 50.
There it is. Third row. Not bad. Not
Oh,
bad at
really?
all. Yeah. It's ahead of Minecraft. It's ahead of PUBG. It's ahead of R6. Ahead of Dead
Oh,
by
so it's
Daylight.
right. Top 30. It's fucking 23, bro. Boom,
Nice.
boom.
That's
It's ahead of PUBG.
I think that's because like the beta came out, so more people are playing it, getting used to it. We're doing this again.
Oh, it's behind World of
Oh,
Warcraft.
fuck. We were just talking about this.
Shared experience.
What?
God damn it.
A reality.
What are we doing?
Can't watch fucking anything on Twitch anymore. There's like 10 ads before you
Now,
can watch anything.
Did you stop? Did you give up the Twitch Turbo or whatever it is? Did you stop paying for
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Axe
Yeah.
Twitch Turbo.
Oh,
it was
really?
it was
Why?
like $12 or something.
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
like actually looked at my credit card statement and I was like, wait a minute. Or was it $8.99? I forget. Maybe it's $8.99 US. That sounds right.
Yeah.
But
So I don't know if you guys want to keep talking about this, but like, what have you guys been playing?
yeah. So that's awesome. So I think that's a full ass recap of your week. You were learning about that game and just told us. Cool. Lou has been playing Mr. Keefe in the middle there, Luigi. What have you been playing? Wow. How's WoW going?
Mostly WoW, yeah, obviously. Well, pretty fucking tight since I just got the head, but I actually missed out on the Nixia raid or fucking Molten Core raid Tuesday. Didn't get any pants.
Right.
I was like in line for whatever pants dropped, and none dropped on what's his face, Magmadar, that dog bitch, and then Rag didn't drop pants either. Fuck him. They both had pants for me. And I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 still because it's a long fucking game, and I'm mainly playing WoW, so I haven't been able to really get through it.
Had you beaten Red Dead 2 yet?
On PlayStation 4. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Are you playing it on PC now?
Yeah.
Did you buy it on Steam or Rockstar?
Rockstar, which I kind of
fucker.
regret.
I wish you bought it on Steam. You could have shared it with me.
I wish I put it on Steam too. It just Steam wasn't selling it until like just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
And
December
Rockstar was like, it's gonna be exclusive Rockstar store item. You'll never get it anywhere else.
Oh,
And
you fell
then-
into the trap, Louis.
I don't get how it's a trap when that's what they said.
They just lied.
Well,
That was like a
set up
confirming statement. They said.
the same day I was reading, because that was the big thing on Reddit, was why is it not going to Steam? Other Rockstar games are there. But then when you're reading articles, it was like, oh, they insinuated it's coming here, but it is coming to Steam in a month. They're giving it a month head start to open their Rockstar.
So they were open about it. They just kind of hit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever. Fuck them then. I bought through Rockstar.
Motherfucker.
Is it
And then-
is it any
Now-
better on PC?
Well, yeah, it is. What I was gonna say is I really wish I could play it in 4K because I have my 4K monitor set up for my PlayStation, but it looks really good in standard HD.
We talked
it's a lot
about
smoother.
we talked about the keyboard and mouse controls, and you said they were really
They're
good.
a lot nicer. Yeah, actually, I actually prefer keyboard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because it keyboard and mouse in GTA sucks dick,
Yeah.
especially for like driving and
Can't
shit.
fly. Well, driving is fine. I still prefer a controller for driving, but it's fine on keyboard and mouse. It's flying that you need a controller.
In GTA,
remember-
yeah.
Yeah, in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, I remember trying to like fly with Frank, and it was like I kept trying to say, you have a controller. If you do, go grab it and use it. And you're like, no, I'm going to use keyboard and mouse. And I was telling you, like, done a lot of flying in this fucking game, and it's shit without a controller.
And that's a true statement.
So that's the truth.
So Red Dead 2, same developer, obviously. They fixed it. Obviously, you can't fly in Red Dead.
I was
but-
gonna say that's the thing. You can't fly, so there's not even you can't fix the problem, right? So they never fix the problem. They just.
But even like driving around and whatnot, I think you said it felt better with the keyboard and mouse than it did in GTA, unless I'm wrong.
Same thing with riding a horse. Same thing with riding a horse.
Okay.
Feels better on a controller.
Cool.
You can't beat a steering feeling with a analog stick with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I get that. Just like you can't beat a mouse for aiming at people's heads.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like keyboard and mouse better for Red Dead though, because it's not just riding a horse. You have to fucking shoot people, even though the game will slow down and let you whatever. It's like a health bar, so it's not like you can do that all the time. If you get into a bunch of fights, like I was gonna say earlier, is this run through on Red Dead, since I already beat it, I'm doing a lot of side stuff. So I had to do with this achievement where, and I'm on near the end of it. It's like Horsemanship 9. You ride from like one end of the map to the opposite end of the map and loop around back. But at the very end, if you don't do it before the end of the game in the epilogue, the end of it, you're wanted with dead actually, not dead or alive. You're wanted dead. So when you get in an area, the game spawns like huge groups of bounty hunters that just fucking tear you apart. So it just really intense getting that last stretch there, and I just did it recently. So lots of shooting, lots of health consumables, riding your horse real fast.
Sounds exhilarating.
Very.
Yeah. So the other game you've played is WoW, and that's all I have to talk about. And I'm gonna spare anyone who ends up listening to this any crazy details. But good week for me.
I mean, yeah. Let's hear your highlights from it. Let's hear what the.
Louis knows already, but got the Arcanist boots, which is my first piece of tier gear, which is kind of frustrating because, World of Warcraft has some analytics stuff, some third-party stuff called logging, where you can kind of just basically, essentially track, to a certain extent, you can just track someone's effectiveness in a raid. And we had, what do I want to say? We really didn't have too many mage items drop that I didn't get to roll on or didn't get or have a chance at. So I don't want to say I should have more gear than I do, but I didn't have very much gear at the beginning of the week.
I'll say compared to other mages in the guild though, you've been in there the least as far as people that are what I would call core raider mages.
Yeah,
You don't have to raid
and
there.
except if we're talking since I've been there, right? Like since I've been there, I've only missed one molten core, and I've done 5 now, I think.
Yeah, all I mean is like the other main mages like Top Dog, J Kid, No Mana, and such have been there for like a month or so longer or more.
Yes,
Than,
but
that's
they've all missed.
Yes, you have better percentage attendance. You want
Right.
to say that?
Right. Regardless, anyway, I do really well on these analytics compared to the other casters in our guild. So I was happy that when this item dropped, I got it. I also we were just talking about Keith doing Onyxia there. We split the raid into 2 Onyxia groups, 2 20-man groups. So we were lucky. We killed her Tuesday pretty easily, and the tier 2 helm dropped, and I got that. I had to roll against another mage, but I won the roll with a 54, I think, and I rolled first. So just so you know, if you've never played World of Warcraft and you're rolling on a piece of gear, it's 1 to 100. Say 2 people are rolling, you both roll. Whoever gets the highest roll gets it. So I rolled first, and I rolled a 54, and it's funny when you go first. It's weird. The emotion that stirs up inside you. It's like, oh shit. If it's over 50, I've got a decent chance. If it's under 50, I feel like garbage. And anyway, I ended up winning. He rolled like a 31 or something, so it was good. But that brings me to a time when Keith was trying to get the leaf
Yes. Can I tell it?
in Molten Core, and I'll go ahead and pass it off to you. Yeah.
Okay, because that's what I was gonna smoke weed and then I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, like Frank's talking about like rolling first and shit. So like
It was you and one other hunter.
yeah, but
Going for a
this
piece
was
of
the
gear.
setup, right? So you know how I mentioned Frank wasn't there as long as the other mages. So I had a situation where it was me versus one other hunter, and I was like, man, like I've been here since day one, like longer than everyone except for like the hunter class leader. And I'm like, the guy I'm rolling against has not been here anywhere close to that fucking long, and he's not got that good attendance. So I'm like, why the fuck am I even rolling against this guy? Just give me the goddamn leaf. The leaf is this big deal for hunters because it starts this quest to get the best bow and staff for classic WoW's in phases. There's like 6 or 7 phases. We're on phase 1.5 or 2
Sure. Yeah.
right now. So this
2.
is the best weapon for me until phase like 4 or 5, right? And you get it in phase 1.
It's very good.
So it's like, bro, like why am I even rolling on this shit with this guy? Just fucking put it in my bags and let's call it a day. But he's like, we're gonna roll. And I start complaining in whispers to the hunter class leader. I'm like, this is lame. Fuck this. And then eventually he's like, nah, man. Like he starts explaining to me. He's like, this guy's actually been here for a little bit. He's got shit attendance, and it's still like, I don't know why we're rolling, but fuck it. Like I'm not gonna argue with you. I brought up my case, and if you're saying we're rolling, that's it. I brought it up. So I roll a fucking 3.
A roll of a 1 to 100. He
3.
rolls a 3. He rolls first.
3. I roll. I just go /roll. Boom.
So we'll pause here. You know
Wait,
how
a 3? Like just
3.
I rolled 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll take a little pause here. What I was talking about was that emotion that you feel when you roll, especially when you roll first. If it's over 50, you feel okay, but you're nervous. If it's under 50, it could be 49. You would feel like shit, and it could be 51, and you'd feel okay. It's just weird how it works out that way. So now Keith's going for not arguably, literally the best item he would have.
Fucking bow.
I'm not even just talking like best in slot for his character or whatever. I'm just saying the best piece of gear he's gotten to date in the game, okay? Or pieces of gear. And
it's a twofer. You get the bow and the staff. I get 2 items on this roll too on top. What the fuck?
So he goes to roll, rolls a 3.
Out of 100.
Yeah, Keith rolls first, rolls a 3. Go ahead.
A 3. My favorite
Dude.
number, at least.
Buddy comes back at me and rolls a 1.
What? A 1.
Boom.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
Guild
so is
chat
this
went
the
nuts.
Is this
And I
the
won.
best sequence of rolls you guys have ever seen? The most, like...
No, those are the worst
Comical?
rolls you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
The,
No,
in
I mean,
all
like,
time.
is that the, like, craziest roll sequence you've ever seen? Like,
Yes,
he gets a 3, oh, it's
basically.
over. Then he gets a 1. What the fuck
The
is
only
going
thing
on?
worse would have been a 2 and a 1, but
Anyway, it was really funny in guild
I
chat.
don't
It
think
was
that makes it much better.
yeah, no. In the Discord call, you go, you're just like, I just hear, and then yes, and it's just like, I was so pissed off for exactly 3 seconds. That was awesome.
that's what I messaged him on the side.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
awesome.
was
So mad.
extremely pissed for exactly
I was so
3
mad,
seconds.
and I rolled a 3.
Was that today? Like, with this?
No, this was a while ago.
That was like 2
No,
weeks.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Today, what happened to me was like, so the hunter helmet dropped tonight, Frank.
I saw that.
So, like,
I saw that.
So I need this item, but I have the tier 1 item, and this is the tier 2 hunter helmet. So the other hunter with us, he didn't have any tier helmet, so it just automatically went to him.
That's smart.
But then we free rolled on an Ixia head, which is what I won.
Now
So
everyone
I
in the
gave me a
guild is now
necklace.
rolling for an Ixia head, or they just opened it up to the other physical
No,
DPS.
an Ixia neck has always been free roll for the guild
Really?
for physical damage.
Okay, that's what I said. Yeah, right. So for physical DPS.
But this week, I think both raids, because we split it, I think both raids let anyone roll this week, because that's what we did this week. Casters rolled against me. And I rolled first this week on it, too. As soon as he put it, I rolled. It's like, fuck it, I'm just going to roll. I rolled the 81. I was like, ooh, fuck. Like, that's good. That's not a lock. So
Over 80, I think you feel. But the whole guild's rolling, so I guess you
it's not
can't
a
feel
lock.
that.
Yeah,
good,
that's what
but
I mean. If it's
Yeah.
just against your class, an 80 is pretty comfortable.
You have a
Against,
hope, a chance.
Against the guild, though, it's like, okay, there's a lot of rolls coming at me.
Yeah, but it's better now though that we're doing 20-man groups. We're rolling against
Yeah,
a
I
lot
won
less.
it. So all I need
Yeah.
now is tier 2 helmet. I'm not worried. And a bag
Yeah.
buff. I mean,
So to recap my story, I finished the week with the tier 2 helmet and my first piece of tier gear. And the week prior, I actually got the mana igniting cord, which is best in slot. When we say BIS, it's best in slot. I got a couple other decent pieces too. Got exalted in Altaric Valley. I think 4 or 5 days in, really early. So I got a couple epic offhand pieces. So basically, it was a really productive week if we just look at World of Warcraft. So my character got a lot better. Now as for other stuff that I'm interested in, I really want to play Raft, man. That game looks so fun. It looks so good.
I haven't even watched a video on it yet.
Have you watched any Raft?
Wow.
Luke?
Wait,
Nothing,
can I
eh?
just stop for a second and look at Louis' turtle-friendly straw?
The metal straw?
yeah, bro.
I heard they're a bitch to
Also-
clean.
Well, if you're just drinking water from them, they fine, bruh. Well, you
I
gotta
guess
clean
that's
when it's
true.
water. What's wrong with my water?
Well, wouldn't
Your-
get moldy and shit?
Oh, I put
your
it in the
bong
dishwasher.
breath?
Yeah,
Put it
yeah,
in
yeah.
the dishwasher.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, dishwasher's
Sorry,
gonna-
I didn't mean to take away from Raft. I just thought it was funny because I haven't seen any of us use one
Plus,
of
you
those
guys
before,
don't even
so-
know what the fuck it's like drinking water from a cup with a beard and mustache like this. Like when I go to restaurants and they just do the whole fucking, oh, here's your fucking water. I'm not drinking that. I'm in public. I'm gonna get fucking
The only
sloppy-ass
way is
mustache.
to like fully commit and
This-
just
this
like
is-
go.
This is such
Just, like,
a
dump
first
it into
world
your mouth.
problem.
No, so it's like fuck it, bro. It's not a first world problem. Like back in the old days, they made glasses that had fucking mustache guards. Look it up. They fucking had. Maybe it was
Is
a
there?
first world problem. Maybe it was just rich people could afford those. But anyway, they had teacups and shit. They had fucking mustache guards. You would fucking drink your tea in the fucking cup. Had a
What the
fucking like
fuck
a
are
sippy
you
lid.
talking about
Had a
right
sippy lid and a teacup. It was made of China, but it had a fucking
Uh.
sippy cup rim for fucking dudes with mustaches, so you could drink your tea like a gentleman.
I do think
And not have a
mustaches
wet
are making a
mustache.
return. I do think mustaches
Possibly.
are making a return. Look at Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
They
Wow.
even had
Mustache.
removable mustache guards for teacups. So if you were like, "Oh, I'm a real refined gentleman," you would just like whip it this bitch out.
Why do you know
anywhere.
about this?
Because this man, look at this man's mustache.
Look at my fucking beard, bro. I got problems. All right, so like you, what
Like-
you do is you would pull out this fucking thing and you would just put. It's made of metal. It would just have these little things. It wouldn't clip. It would just hang off the side of the cup though, and because it's a circle, it would like not fall down, and you would have enough room to just sip from your.
Well, Louis, maybe you should start bringing that to restaurants.
All right, I gotta look this shit up.
No, because
Yeah.
they should just give you a straw. Because like this is the real first world problem.
No,
Is
throw
they
it
should
on
just
stream.
give
I
me
gotta
a
see this
goddamn
dude.
straw.
Oh my god, it's real.
Yeah, you think I make things up? You think I would go on the internet and tell lies?
Mustache guard.
Look at that
Mustache.
son of a bitch.
You see, and there's removable. You see, there's a couple removable. That one that says whisker, that's one that you would put on a cup. You would remove it.
Wow.
Think I would fucking tell lies to my friends here?
Damn, a mustache
no,
guard to
I-
help
I-
you drink like a
I
Victorian.
You
believe.
think I'd fuck with you guys like that?
No, I'm just taken aback that you even looked for this.
All right, Amazon, $19.99. Back in the Victorian era, protecting one's mustache was an important concern for high society tea drinkers, which led to the invention of the mustache cup.
Refined gentlemen.
These are teacups or mugs with a thin strip of ceramic just inside the rim that acted as a guard for the drinker's facial hair. Damn, mustache cups are not the hot trend that they may have once been, but facial hair is as popular as ever. Yeah, so it should make a fucking comeback, dude. Look at this bitch.
Enter the whisker dam.
Damn, this is
Look at that
relatively
beauty.
new article too. I like it.
Oh yeah. 3-year-old.
I like it a lot. Damn. All right.
Close to 2 years now. Shit.
One of you guys should link that to Megan and be like, "Hey, you know what to get Louis as a stocking stuffer? Fucking mustache guard."
Would you use it on like just a glass of water instead of a straw?
No.
I
For-
think
for
I
coffee
would.
and
I
tea?
hate straws.
Yeah.
Straws annoy the hell out of me.
For water, for cold drinks, I think straws are fine. For hot drinks, I would use the mustache guard.
Okay. I'll take that.
Anything milk based or like including milk, you don't want on your mustache.
Oh yeah, milk. I would not even. Yeah, you don't want that anywhere near your fucking hair. Get that out of here.
I think
Baby
it's
want milk.
there's so many milk based drinks too. Like, although you drink your coffee black, so
No, I do 2 milk in coffee.
no, not you, but yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Scott?
yeah, Scotty, yeah, you.
Sorry. Yeah. sorry.
Should we?
We
should
haven't
wrap
even
back
started
to
on the
Raft?
topics. Jesus Christ. So anyway, Raft looks fun.
Okay.
I want to play Raft. I can't talk about it because I haven't played it. I've watched a few streams.
Mhm.
It seems really conducive to good YouTube videos because it's not exactly like super entertaining the whole time, especially if you're doing it by yourself. But I think if you chop it up and just take the super actiony parts, it's really good. It reminds me a lot of when Summit was playing Sea of Thieves really heavily,
I
and
was just gonna say that.
yeah, and like there's pockets of like very entertaining content, and it's challenging on a skillful level and fun to watch as a viewer. There seems to be a lot of that, but then there's big spaces of like nothingness, basically, right?
So I've never watched a video on this. Is it like Sea of Thieves, where you're just with some buddies on a
Yeah.
raft and there's other rafters out there and you got to kill them, or?
Watch this. I don't know actually if you run into other
Or is it
people.
just
I don't think you
just
do.
group based and it's a story? You're in your own self-contained world with your buddy.
Basically, yeah. You
Okay.
build a raft, and you have to go to islands and stuff to. Actually, you know what? Let's pull it up on Steam really quick. Let's take a
Yo,
look.
While you look it up, are either of you guys interested in that Star Wars Fallen Order game?
Yeah, I played it a bit.
Maybe. All right,
You played it a bit, Scott?
so let's not
Yeah.
switch topics.
Oh, sorry. I just
Hard
I'm on the fence
pivot.
of buying it. I'm on so close to buying it.
So
To interject, just get EA Game Pass Premium. It's $20 a month. Play it for 2 months. Cancel EA.
all right, so this is Raft. You can see the engine's like pretty basic, right? But the world is big. So stuff can kill you,
Actually, it's good.
obviously. So they're on land now trying to gather resources.
Land's dangerous. It actually kind of looks like Sea of Thieves graphics.
See all that coral under the.
Those
beautiful.
graphics don't look bad though. You know what I mean? Like it looks
Yeah.
like it's good with how it is
Yeah, it looks
interactive.
cool. It does look cool.
It's just really cool how a bunch of stuff interacts with stuff, like how the piping system, you have to get it to work. Like you have to build an engine essentially.
So this game's out. Like, can we just hop in and do some shit like this tonight for example.
Well, that's what my plan was, to be honest, for the second half of this podcast, was to play some Raft. But I think we went a little bit late. But I think we'll definitely end up playing this game, to be honest. And look at the reviews. Recent reviews overwhelmingly positive, and all reviews very positive. Like that's there are a couple expansion packs. I don't know what the hell they do. But yeah, it looks.
Are they
really
even
fun.
out yet, or are those future dated? It seems. 'Cause I only saw the.
Oh yeah, they might be. I think there was something that actually tricked us when I was looking at it yesterday with someone. There was another game. It was like Raft something else, and they made it look like it was supposed to be like an add-on pack, but it was just a different game for $3. Dicks. All right,
So
gentlemen, if you could turn your attention to the screen or the stream, I should say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a little video here for you, one that you may have already seen, and then we're gonna talk about it. It's a little world premiere trailer.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
I really liked the voiceover they had for this.
Yeah, I've heard this.
And you
before.
would naturally, as you began
All
on
this
this
stuff.
adventure of dreams, fulfill all your wishes.
It's a good one.
But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Halo. Xbox Series X. So
I like it.
Yeah, it what about the shape?
I love the
Well,
shape. I've been saying this since I saw. I was
what
like,
the fuck?
I love it.
That looks
Oh man,
fucking
it reminds
retarded.
me
Where you gonna
of the
put it?
Corsair Series 1
Where are you
PCs.
gonna put
There's other
these?
gaming desks.
That's what what's his face said, Linus, right away.
Yeah,
Linus Tech Tips. He looks exactly like a Corsair product.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Where are you gonna put it? Like,
a
Hey,
console.
listen. I agree with
Like-
Keith in the sense that it's a radical redesign on the typical console shape, which fits into like the idea of the shape of a console being like this was to fit in entertainment units under TVs, right? It's a shelf and
100%.
closes in
That's
glass
it.
wise.
That's it.
So I
it.
get it. I'm like, yo, there's a
So-
lot of people that already have a home theater system set up designed to stack things underneath. Now, when I thought about it further, the shit that would be under their shape that way is all gone. There's no Blu-ray player anymore. Good receivers are fucking this as thick as that thing, right? It's actually fairly small. So I kind of forgive them.
there's another thought to this that and I think it starts from the original Xbox, which Microsoft has always done. The original Xbox was closer to a computer than any other console before it. It used the x86 architecture. It had a hard drive. It didn't use memory packs that you had to buy, and you could save 10 games, then you have to get another one. So they've always been going to that, and I think you even see it even more now. They're trying to unite different platforms. They were the first one to go with Switch and say, yeah, we'll play with anybody. Hey, let's go. It's them getting further away from we want to have a console to we want our people to be on our platform. And the biggest growth we've probably seen in gaming over the past couple of years is PC. PC keeps growing. And where are the lines becoming blurred between an Xbox and a PC?
Yeah.
They added mouse and keyboard support before anybody else, or we're talking about it at least. So I think this is their idea of getting people to the PC that aren't capable of building it or afraid of it, whatnot, because it's going to have some pretty beefy hardware in there. Now, think about those people that are now going to put that on their desk. Because when you think about an Xbox, a PlayStation, it's awkward on a desk. That big surface area, you got to find a where to put it. And then you could always stand them up, but they never sat right. The disc had errors reading. So I think that's another direction with it. Now they can get the customer that wants it for a console, puts it on the TV. You're going to put it behind the TV because what's the one thing you need to access on that? The disk drive. What's becoming obsolete? Disk drives.
I don't think.
Less
Yeah,
and
I
less
don't think
people use
anyone
discs.
will use the disk drive.
So that's literally there for a minority of people that are having a hard time going to digital based games. But what's its benefit? Now it can appease to people that maybe have a monitor and want to throw it up as a PC right there and just use it on a monitor itself. The thing we'll have to see is does it have anywhere what outputs it has? Is it just doing
No.
HDMI? Can it do 144 hertz? Like that's what I want.
It seems like there's no information right now. We know the shape.
So we can't judge it in any respect.
Well, now I know there
Other
are
than-
dev kits out there, right? I would assume they can probably make a guess towards probably what the ballpark of the final hardware will be. But
Well, the head of Xbox, Major Nelson, is already using his.
oh, okay.
People have seen him already online, and it says Xbox Series X when they logs on.
Well, I assume that he is probably still using some type of pre-production unit that's similar to the dev kit, right? It probably doesn't even look like this.
It probably is a dev kit.
Right, exactly, yeah. Because it's just software that'll make it say that it's an Xbox Series X. What about the
It
name?
may just. Is that the official name?
It is
It'll
Xbox
be-
Series
yeah,
X.
they announced it like that. That's the name.
The new Xbox
Um,
Series X, most fastest, most powerful.
I think they should have
Pretty-
probably just called it Xbox 10 or something. Like just like cut it down. You know what I mean? Like
Well, I don't think it's like the iPhone where it's like the X actually means 10. It just means Series X.
Yeah.
I
think
feel
you're
like
right.
it's a mouthful. Is my point. You know, I feel like something shorter. You know, I feel like numbering it is better at this point than.
Yeah.
Or
But
just
they're-
call it the Series X. Maybe just cut the Xbox out. Just call it Series X, and maybe go for like.
Ooh, get rid of Xbox altogether.
Like just be like Series X, and that's
What is
it.
this?
And
It's
just-
the X,
Microsoft-
dude.
like Microsoft,
Series
yeah,
X.
Microsoft's
Microsoft Series X.
no,
I kind of like that.
announced,
Now, like, yeah, I see it.
like Microsoft's Series X, and then the stores that's just Series X. Just I'm getting the Series
mean,
X.
I would have even taken just Microsoft Xbox. Like, just rename it just the X.
All I'm saying is something like that.
Yeah.
Because
I-
we're
I'm
past the
feeling
time
you.
where anybody's referring to the original Xbox, and you would say the original Xbox.
Yeah, I'm coming here for the Xbox from 19 whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're like, no, I'm getting the new Xbox, dummy. Let's go. So,
But this is only supposed to be one of two consoles, right? So this is supposed to be the version that can play more in-depth games or harder to play games. It has a higher teraflop rating to play, but there is going to be the one that is focused on the net streaming or the cloud streaming games.
I'm
Right.
just gonna-
They haven't announced their version of Stadia yet, right? Or have they?
I thought they did. Like, it's always
I don't
been
know.
like in rumors that Microsoft is doing this, buying companies that do it and whatnot.
So
If
then-
they- you know, I'm fine with them waiting until it actually feels like a good product without lag.
Right. So my question to you guys then, do you think that this console, along with Microsoft's other console, you know, whatever their streaming one ends up being, and PlayStation 5, do you think these are the last two?
No.
No. I think, like I mentioned, the lines blurring. I think it's just going to become a series of PCs, kind of like Corsair Series 1 or Corsair 1. I think it's going to be, you can buy the Microsoft Xbox. It's their gaming computer.
Right.
what I mean?
I think I
Why
agree
not?
with that. And then when their subscription service becomes available to play games using, you know, their server to do the heavy lifting, and all you need is the good internet connection, similar to Stadia, you'll probably be able to just subscribe to that on your PC, play Xbox games on your PC with a controller.
And they are
Or
already doing that.
even without the PC, just a tablet. Lay the tablet down, log in, and use the controller, because it doesn't need any power. The power is, you know, from, you know, it's off site, right? Damn.
And that's, I
Interesting.
think,
Frankie's watching. He's calling it XCloud.
xCloud. Yeah. So they have
I
talked
don't see
about
it in
it.
chat.
What was I going to say? Shit, lost my thought. Wait. I I know that we'll carry on until it comes back.
Well, something I
Until
was
what comes
waiting
back?
to.
Oh.
He said he
The
forgot
thought
what
I
he was
had a
gonna say.
thought.
Aw.
Well, something that I was waiting to say was what I'm interested to see is the game ecosystem, because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about the actual hardware if the proper games aren't there and they're not good.
Oh,
So
So I got-
the point is though, I still don't understand why people want to buy an Xbox versus a PlayStation at all at this point, even with the current generation that's up, because nearly all the games that are on Xbox are available on PC, where Sony is the actual only console that has any exclusives. So when you're like, am I going to invest this money in my console and get these sweet games that I can't play anywhere else? Like, which is like, yes, I think
Oh,
that's where you should put your money. Or
I think
should
you're
I?
literally saying what I'm saying. I think you're saying
Yeah.
they're trying to make it a PC. You're literally
Exactly.
saying they're just gonna make it a computer. What? They're not fighting the
but
exclusive.
also the consoles and standalone titles and exclusives, I think Sony has the edge, in my opinion. I think Microsoft has
And
the
that's-
service, the edge on the service, right? Games as a service, and I think that's how they'll win, because they'll move away from the hardware, and it'll
Yeah.
just be that, and eventually it'll be a monthly subscription similar to Netflix, and
think
then
they're
they'll
Well,
have
it's
an
Game Pass.
ecosystem.
They're already
So-
doing it. It's called
Right.
Game Pass.
Okay. Perfect.
So you guys think maybe that there will be no Xbox then, and you think Sony will be the only one that's making consoles? It'd be like just Nintendo and PlayStation,
Or at the very least,
Xbox?
their console won't have any processing power. It'll just be something to facilitate the internet connection. If
What
that
I think
makes
is going to
sense.
happen is over the next 5 to 10 years, Sony's going to end up doing the same thing where they're just making their version of a PC that people can use and might have a little different interface or something they like. Because Sony's going to lose some exclusive over time. PC gaming is getting larger and larger and larger. And if Xbox now is the backbone to that too, like, yeah, let's push PC gaming. Let's be part of that community and make it huge. Then more companies are going to be like, hey, why are we giving the minority PlayStation these exclusives? Why don't we go over here where we can have a broader audience? We can hit more people. The Game Pass ID seems amazing because it's touching more, more entities at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, I agree. Frankie says, when you get a PlayStation ad watching this conversation. That's funny.
That's a good coincidence.
Goddamn.
That's good.
Okay, so I think we've covered the basics of the new Xbox and kind of the future.
Well, I have an interesting theory. Sorry, on what
Sure.
you just said.
No,
Kinda
go
like-
ahead.
So if you think they're going more for like touching a PC base and cloud based services, like I almost think that it would still make sense for them to have a console still to offer, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
That's the Series X.
well, yeah. Here's the
No,
thing.
I mean going forward, because like think of it this way, like because if they want a subscription based customer, like if that's what they want is monthly revenue off subscription.
Mhm.
No one on PC does that shit for their games except for like
Yeah,
World
they
of
do.
Warcraft.
I agree. It wasn't as big because microtransactions took over. Subscription, like even EverQuest at one point, and EVE Online, right?
No, but I mean, like, what subscriptions are there on PC that aren't like monthly subscriptions for like World of Warcraft or other MMOs?
You have, like I mentioned, don't buy Star Wars. Go get Origin Premium Access, and you can play any game for $20 a month, as long as you're paying that $20. You have the Humble Bundle now, Humble Bundle monthly, so you get all these games monthly that you get to play for free. Discord's version of it, you pay monthly and you get a bunch of games to play. It's everyone's trying to dip into this now. Game Pass is on PC. Where am I playing Halo right now? Xbox Game Pass. I didn't buy Halo. I'm playing the Master Chief Collection through the Game Pass that Discord gave me 3 months free.
So you can
They're
play as
getting people
many
dabbling.
games as you want, and that's just
Yes. That's literally what I just told you. Don't buy Star Wars. Go get EA Premium Access. You can play Star Wars tonight for $20. Play
But
it for
how
the month,
many
cancel your
games are
subscription.
on that?
Every game EA makes and on their platform you can play. There's not one game on the EA Origin that you can't play with them.
So is
So
Uplay Plus Sony's version of that? Frankie says Uplay
Uplay-
Plus and EA Access Discord Nitro Game Pass.
Sorry, EA Access is the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
Not just EA Access Premium. Uplay Plus is Ubisoft's through Uplay. They're
Right.
Ubisoft. You said it. Discord Nitro, same thing as I said, and
So
Xbox
if
Game
I
Pass.
If I had EA access, can I play like Star Wars Battlefront and go play online multiplayer and shit?
Well, yes.
Okay.
So yeah, people are
You can
doing this.
literally-
We're just not doing this.
Yeah, you can literally play the new Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and then play Battlefront 2 for 2 hours. doesn't matter what you play, as long as you pay that $20 a month, you can play Battlefield 5, you can play Battlefield 4, you can play Battlefield 3, you can play any game EA's ever made through Origin as long as you're paying the $20 a month.
Yeah, that's the future. And even further past that, you won't be downloading any files for the game. It'll be.
Oh, is this only available on console though?
No, it's available on Xbox and PC and PlayStation.
Are you trying to look at it right now?
Yeah, it says choose your console, Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
For what?
I'm on my desktop trying to sign up for this.
Which one? The EA Access?
EA Access.
You have to do it through the Origin.
Yeah, use the Origin app.
Origin? Oh,
I hate Origin too. Yeah.
yeah, I hate Origin.
It somehow always managed to squeak its way back into my startup apps.
Why do I have to do
So,
Origin? I hate it.
It's even cheaper. Like if you want to do EA Access Premium for the year, it's $100. So that's way cheaper than $20 a month, or $40 less. So for $100 a year, you can play any game they launched that year, the day it launches.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It says 130 a year.
Is it? Mine was 100 the other day. Let me open Origin here.
You've got basic, which is 30 a year. You get
Basic shitty because it's only games that are in the vault. So once games are like 6 months to a year old, they'll throw it in the vault.
yeah. So yeah, and then you got
Premium.
full game,
Or Premier?
140 a year. Yeah.
So
Okay.
Frankie
Maybe
says
maybe they increased the price?
Frankie says you guys already talked about it. The Ultimate Game Pass for PC to play Gears of War 4 and 5 and Halo Reach.
Oh, that's for Xbox. That's Microsoft.
I thought that was something
Not
through
Origin.
Steam. Because I thought Megan bought that.
Oh, he's got
She
a link
was
there
telling
for
me
you too. $1 promo
Yeah,
for the first 3
I
months.
clicked it. I opened it. Yeah, because Megan was playing fucking Halo. I thought she did this. But she bought it
Yeah.
through Steam. So she didn't do
Game
this.
Pass? Oh, if she bought Halo through Steam, that's just buying the game standalone.
The Ultimate
Xbox
Game
Game
Pass. $16.99 a month. $1. It's 94% off.
For the first month or two or something like that.
Can you just cancel it immediately?
Yeah, you can cancel it whenever.
Then you get like
A lot.
According to the pictures, you get like, all the Gears of Wars. You get fucking PUBG.
Here's the games. There's a games tab. Wow. Ori, this game was
Sea of
fun as
Thieves.
hell. I played that on Steam.
The Witcher 3, Rocket League. Yeah, there's
Oh wait, some guy I work with was telling me about this. He said The Witcher just became like he said he just got The Witcher on this shit.
Wow, this is actually phenomenal.
Yeah, these subscription services are gonna be the future, just like
Oh yeah. So
So are so what the
exclusives
fuck
are
are we
gonna-
like? Am I just old and I just don't get it? Like I'm just not on this shit.
yeah.
this is why I'm explaining where PlayStation's gonna die in the next few years. Is more people are gonna start playing PC games as Microsoft makes the Series X more like a PC. They're playing with PC people. You can plug in a keyboard and mouse. More people on one platform.
Can't you do that on a PlayStation though?
Do what?
Keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not good. And
Fair.
yeah, Frankie, by the way, I agree. Sea of Thieves would be fun to play on stream. They've had quite a few updates recently too. It's getting a lot of good reviews. You know, it's funny to me with Sea of Thieves. I remember there was that one big dev update, and Summit hated it. I forget exactly why, but it affected his ability to PvP in the way that he liked. But it's funny how it was just accepted by the community, and was it nerfing? So, and there was also that double shoot at one point where it was like boom, boom, switch to
took it
the
away.
pistol quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a skill move that they took out to try to make it more player friendly for noobs.
Right. But it's funny how like he still goes back to it, and they actually seem to be doing fine. It seems to have, I don't know. It seems healthy as a game. Okay. So are we good on the Xbox? That was actually a lot on Xbox.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, coming to the end of the decade. We are at the end of the decade. What do we got? 2 weeks left? Not even.
Yep.
Kind of scary. So
11 days.
What I wanted to talk about was a little bit
Death.
about the Death, Poggaroo.
We are old.
is the
We're getting
afterlife?
older.
What is the reason for existence? That's the next question. Go. No, I'm kidding.
Everyone take a bong rip and let's hit this topic.
Yeah. So, my first question to the group, and I kind of prepped you guys with this. What do you think the most impactful title was in the last decade? Doesn't necessarily need to be the highest grossing, best selling, most genre
Grand Theft Auto
redefining,
5.
but the most effective, the most influential game of the
Grand Theft Auto
decade. GTA 5. All right, wow, let's hear.
It continues to have a growing player base after being out for 6 years. It's 100 games in one game.
It's fair.
It has fucking everything.
They revolutionized microtransactions better than anyone else did with those goddamn shark cards and releasing free DLC that you could just play the game and then earn the money and then buy the shit like a normal person.
Like,
And
you
know
gotta
what?
think about.
Here's the discount weekend. You know what? Here's all the bonus cash too. You'll just go sell cars. You get a 10% extra.
Like, I think you
Or-
hit it on the head there. That
pay us.
they revolutionized microtransactions. Like, we don't remember it, but like we were pissed off when it came out. Like, shark cards, you have to pay for in-game
Yeah.
money, and now it's like a standard. Like, it's just like a.
Well, let's take a
Look
look.
at Escape for Tarkov. Pay more money to get more slots.
Currently, fifth place on Twitch, only behind Fortnite, League, and Dota. Just chatting, obviously, as well. So the fourth game. That's pretty impressive for a game that's 6 years old, I'm not going to lie. And I think the most impressive thing to me when it comes to GTA is how spread out the viewer base is. Like, yeah, it's pretty heavy, this guy with 14K on 51K, but look at all the people in the thousands.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty impressive for a game like
this. It was just this past year until the role-playing stuff became so huge. Like, the game turned into another game. It wasn't just GTA anymore. Now it's role-playing. You have a job and you are this person in this game.
Yeah.
You're either a thief and you're this type of thief who robs cars and like pimps them out, or you're a cop and you're trying to catch these people. Like where did that even come from? It's a 6-year-old game that just got revived because of this one mod.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Now, if you want to preface it as what game was the most influential in the past 2 years, I'd say Fortnite. But the decade,
Just the
for
decade.
sure.
Just
Yeah.
the decade.
Yeah.
See, now here's my my thought. Is it really all that different than GTA 4?
Yes.
I guess that I think you nailed it with the shark cards and whatnot. That is pretty different.
Because this is the one thing that people always forget is GTA 4 had GTA 4 online for free too,
Yeah.
and all you had to do was go on and you could do a lot of the exact same stuff you could do in GTA 5 relative to the base game, right? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like you could do everything in 4 that you could do in 5, and just like online for 4 you couldn't do everything online in 5.
Right.
But relatively, it was like the same thing. So it's like, yeah, it had all that, but there was no like in-game online store for unique items that wasn't available in story mode. There was no microtransactions to buy in-game currency. There's no fucking fighter jets. In 4 you couldn't fly. That's what other people forget too.
Yeah.
Like, this bitch released September 17, 2013. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
On the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And then
And
it
it was
released
just
later on the.
It was
full-
shattering
5 and-
PCs too. People were trying to play it maxed out and nothing could handle it. It was just like, oh, well, fuck
Like,
me.
they did a staggered release though. They actually really super soaked microtransactions because they didn't. It was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 only.
I bought the
release.
game twice. It was infuriating.
I bought it 3 times because
So did I. Yeah.
only on those two. Then it was released on PS4 and Xbox One only,
Yeah, and PC was
then-
much later.
and then
Yeah.
it was released on
Yeah.
PC later, and then you had to buy it again. And I bought it all 3 times,
Fuck.
and I beat it on each console. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
beat
I
each
skipped
one.
360 and PS3. I went right to Xbox One, and then when the PC version came out, I waited for a sale because I already beat the game on Xbox. So it was like not like I needed to get it, and then and the sale took forever on PC. I think it was like I think I waited 2 years for it finally to hit like a 30% off on PC.
Did GTA 4 have heists? I don't think so,
No.
right? No.
No.
No, GTA 4 was mostly like you could do like the mini missions from the cell phone things, like so not
Right.
heist. And then you could like just fuck around. You could buy certain things. You could cause mayhem and shit. I think you could like buy weapons and shit, but you couldn't do like organized heist missions like in 5.
Okay. So GTA 5, I think, after that short discussion, feels like the right answer.
No. So I was gonna say, do you guys have any other challengers? Any other games? That you
I
think were
do,
close to
and
that
I have a
influence
weird
for you?
one. A weird one. H1Z1 King of the Kill.
Yeah,
I
so that
think
created Fortnite if you think of it that way.
For the genre of battle royales. Yes.
here's why. I'll explain. So
Actually, keep going.
I'm pretty convinced I played in the first ever battle royale on a large scale. If you remember when I was very into DayZ, Player Unknown, the Scottish guy or wherever the hell he's from, somewhere in Europe, he was playing on this DayZ server, and he created his own mod for DayZ called the DayZ Survivor Games by Player Unknown. And I was following it on a DayZ forum pretty heavily. Actually, it was the DayZ Epoch mod a forum that I was following him on, which was the version of DayZ where you could build bases and whatnot. So anyway, they used all of that stuff to kind of build a custom map that was similar to Hunger Games, where it was a big circle in the middle and everyone started in a circle, a 100-player server, and you would run to the middle to get weapons, or you would turn and run into the woods to save yourself, right? So I was following this on the forums, and they're putting it together, and finally it went live for the first time. And I woke up at like 4:30 a.m. or something like that to play in the first game. I actually set my old Sony alarm clock that was sitting next to my bed. Woke up at 4:30, logged in, got in the game. I think it started with 70, 80 players right around there, and they ran the first one. I spawned in. I played a lot of DayZ, okay? So when we're talking about the movement in EFT, kind of feeling like it was hindering, it was the movement in DayZ, very, very hindering. It was difficult and clunky. It was built on Arma 2, right? Which is a very old game. And very much a war sim and not so much trying to be fun game, good movement. So anyway, I lumbered all the way over to the guns. There was only a machete there. I pick up the machete. And I turn, and I'm dead. I got shot from across the circle, and I immediately logged off and went back to bed. So I think that was obviously not the first, but one of the very first Battle Royale games, and it was the first that Player Unknown himself had put together. Okay?
So I'd almost go as far to say that DayZ is the game you want to say is that.
See, I thought that, but I can't because it's just a mod, right? It's not a standalone purchasable game, not at the time anyway. It is now, but at the time it wasn't. It was just a mod for Arma 2, right?
So Arma 2 then, you could, because it's funny that this got brought up, because when I was watching Clean play Tarkov today, he was getting into this exact topic of how the DayZ mod came out, that Arma 2 sold more copies of Arma 2 for DayZ. They had, I think it was 1,000 times the player base on DayZ as opposed to their own game, and how
just
they
really
were
quickly,
fucking with the guy that made the ROM.
could you thank X Cronus? Could you thank Cronus for the Twitch Prime sub?
Thanks, Cronus.
Good job,
Buddy.
fantastic,
Thanks, Cronus.
fantastic. Yeah, so keep going.
So he was talking about how like it wasn't really Arma, it was DayZ that people were buying at the end of the day. So
Okay.
maybe we could say Arma 2. We could say Arma 2 is the.
You could. I kind of went down that thought process. The reason I landed on H1Z1 was because it was the first real built battle royale game with everything that we know today to be battle royale. And there's a few things I mean by that. The jumping out of the plane deal, the shrinking circle, so the smaller the map would get in phases, and the randomized loot. I thought those three principles developed what we know as the battle royale, and there was a few things that H1 held back creatively from What was that sound? I just heard another one. That was weird. Somebody watching the stream? Anyway, that was weird. Anyway, the one of the things that I think about that was held back creatively was the ability to just jump out of the plane wherever you wanted to, and that was one thing that Bluehole decided to let PlayerUnknown implement into PUBG. So the reason that I think H1 is the most influential, obviously, is because of Fortnite, right? That genre, H1, turned into PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds by Bluehole, and that obviously became Fortnite. Now, and obviously didn't just become Fortnite. That's ridiculous. But did they use their engine? Bluehole used Epic's engine to make PUBG. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's on the Unreal 4.
Right, it's on the Unreal 4 engine. So, Fortnite Battle Royale does not exist without PUBG, in my opinion.
Oh, 100% no.
Yeah,
No, Fortnite was a different game before
it was
PUBG
Save the World.
It was Save the World. It was a zombie fort building. Fortnite was a fort building game where you built forts
To survive.
fight off hordes of zombies, which was a copy in reflection of the original DayZ built Epoch mod. So it's literally
Yeah.
they've just been copying DayZ.
It all goes back to DayZ. Fuck. But so anyway, I think H1 at least needs to be mentioned because I think it was the first time we saw the iteration of a battle royale that is similar to what we see today with Fortnite. And then obviously everything under the sun came out with a battle royale. You had Apex, which follows the same principles: jumping out of a plane, randomized loot, shrinking circle. And whatever that fantasy one was, where when you killed someone, they turned into a chicken. What the hell was that called? Remember that game?
Someone played it for a bit. I saw
Yeah, that one.
Realm
Royale, yeah. So
That
it's same idea, same principles, right? So H1Z1, that's mine. So we're at Grand Theft Auto 5, H1. Keith, what do you got prepared?
prepared. I was gonna say Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, were you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, you
Well, we can
said
move
do a
on then.
top 10, so I was thinking a couple other games that were, I don't know about revolutionary, and I don't know about, I think it was 2011 it came out, but it was The Witcher 2. That was like a really big, high quality graphic RPG single player game where
Right.
a lot of single player game RPGs, as much as they were like really good and detailed and in depth, they didn't have like really HD graphics that you might get from like example, like Call of Duty, for example, might have better graphics around that time because it was just multiplayer, really. And
Right.
the single player was like only like 10 hours long.
And The Witcher's a massive world.
Yeah, right. So like this for this game, you would have these super in-depth, detailed environments with like good lighting qualities and unique monsters, and you'd fight them all and like engage with them and interact with the world and all that shit, right? So it's
Yeah.
all super high quality. And it obviously developed into another game which came out in the same decade, The Witcher 3, which was like again like a PC like mine with $1,000 graphics card can't run that game at max settings at standard HD, and that game supports full 4K at 144 hertz, and you just need to buy the fucking hardware to run it. So you can make an argument for the same thing on The Witcher as a single player game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Another game from Rockstar too, like Red Dead Redemption 2. When you think about the fucking amount of time and detail and quality and length of the game and the side objectives and the size of the world, explorables, the animals, all the little details.
I think you're going a different.
As far as best game,
No,
top
most-
five-
Are we talking about best game?
we
so-
were talking about 10 games. He said top 10 games earlier. So like,
here's
yeah.
here's where I think maybe there's a miscommunication. I think there's a difference between the best games and the most influential games, right? I think
What did you want? Best games or influential?
influential.
No.
Influential.
Okay.
So what
Yeah,
changed everything, right?
Not Red Dead then, but yes.
I
The
think
Witcher.
maybe next week we can come back to this and maybe I'll each have our 10.
Yeah, we could do like our most fun games of the
Yeah.
decade or something.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Our favorite games as yeah.
Perfect.
If
Yeah, we'll do
it's-
that.
If it's influential, then not Red Dead, but definitely The Witcher.
I agree with The Witcher. And I think we'll probably see
So-
more single player games that are have
Can
been
I
heavily
ask why
influenced.
The Witcher? What other games do you think The Witcher has influenced?
Well, I would have said Witcher 3, right? Because that's when they won Game of the Year.
No, but so influencing the decade, influential games, like yes. So what I'm saying is they're both. Like thinking about it, like I'm pretty sure Witcher 2 is 2011. Like I'll look it up right now. But thinking about it for a single player RPG game, right? Like you had games like Skyrim and other things like that. I don't know which order they came out in, but thinking about how many of them that are popular.
Yeah.
Think about it, there's like two. There's like Skyrim and The Witcher. And then other games follow, but then they're mostly just series. And like when you think about single player games, they're not always the bigger ones. And then now we get games like even EA has like Jedi Fallen Order, where I want to play that game. Or and you get like games like maybe Dark Souls, where maybe it's not an RPG game, but I'm pretty sure that game came after like the first Witcher game and after the first
Yeah.
whatever Skyrim series is called.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely do think that they influence other games.
I agree.
And that they make an argument for other developers to keep playing single player games that you would make a AAA title.
I think we'll see more of it. I think we'll see more of it. Like I think it did a better job at doing cinema in game than even The Last of Us did. And The Last of Us, I'm sure The Witcher has a much higher skill cap, right? Because I've actually seen on the hardest difficulty there's some challenging moments, right?
I've played both, yes.
Yeah, and The Last of Us doesn't really seem like that. It's definitely more cinema and film, or cinema and game. But The Witcher's story is, I think, really what won it Game of the Year, right? It was the amount of single player content. It's just so much, and it was so good, and so uninhibiting, even to the point where there's nudity and adult themes to an extent we haven't really seen in games all that much, right? So
everywhere.
Yeah, so I think it's super influential, and I think we'll see more of that. We'll see more single player experiences that are more adult themed in games, right? And plus,
not game related, but sorry,
just so let me finish this. Just let me finish this thought really quick. Damn it. I knew I was gonna lose that. All right, go ahead. Fuck.
I just want to say that Deadpool had like that effect with like R-rated movies, and people were like, "Should we make R-rated movies with like a cartoon character and such, and should we kitty it down?" Which they usually do.
Right.
And Deadpool was successful, and then there's a Deadpool 2, and then there's other R-rated movies like coming out, and then they're doing well. And
all right, so just to finish this off for the night, the Washington Post actually came out with an article yesterday on their 10 most influential games of the year. You want to go through it together?
Sure.
Is it on Google?
No, I'm just going to read them out to you. There's no real reason to see it, I don't think. So I don't think this is in a particular order. It doesn't seem like it's in order of their influence. First game on the list, 2010. Any guesses? It's a horror game. Really kickstarted that genre.
So I'm cheating, and I found this list.
Okay, well that's not fun. Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about this game was PewDiePie playing it before he kind of blew up, before he like started playing Minecraft and stuff. So I agree. I agree with this one. I think it started the horror games on consoles with decent graphics. So it actually tried to scare you with scary shit.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, Castlevania or Doom or something like that, where it's more just like exploding guts. Actually scary, right?
Well,
And
I think like games
agree,
like Fear did that too before. Like if you remember Fear, like that was
like a
game.
PlayStation exclusive?
No, it was PC actually. It was an FPS and it was Fear. You don't remember the little girl?
I do. I remember the title
F-E-A-R
FEAR on the
Yeah.
and the little
And
scary
it looked
bitch.
like looked like the girl from The Ring as the cover. Yeah.
So that was
What other games?
pre-decade though, right? That was
Oh yeah, yes.
right. So
I totally agree with this.
Amnesia? Yeah. Did either of you guys play it? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Very little.
Oh,
It
Kron
was
played
one
it.
of the like.
You loved it.
It was included in Xbox Gold games with gold.
Mm.
I did play
All right, next game.
that game. Keep going. Yeah.
Also
Better read it
2010. Also 2010. Minecraft.
Yes, 100%.
I don't know how
We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, I feel
Well,
like
I never played it, so it never came to my mind.
Never played Minecraft? Holy.
No.
Really.
I'll be honest. I looked at this
Holy
list.
fuck.
I probably only played one game on it.
Well,
Really?
we'll go game by game, but
No, I'm just saying. Like, I'm gonna have like the same response to almost all these games. I never played them.
all right. Well, you got a list now.
Although I played like two, maybe three. Sorry, I take that back. I apologize.
So I never played the full release of Minecraft, but when it was in beta and it was cheap as hell, and there was really no point to it, I played probably a couple thousand hours of Minecraft. And I think it was pre 2010. I could have swore it was like 2009, but I could be going crazy. Yeah, so from the chat, Minecraft on capture is almost guaranteed to get like 1,000 views on YouTube. Yeah, so if you have like Minecraft in your title, or yeah, definitely. So I don't think there's any way to disagree with Minecraft. I think it changed the marketing of games towards kids pretty heavily. The bright colors, the kind of like the fun nature of all the models, even if they're scary. Like a creeper is like this green, like waddling, weird looking thing, right? And then you saw those themes in plenty of games afterwards, like even Overwatch. You know, the best example is probably Fortnite. Kids are drawn to that, right? And Minecraft, It's the first time I heard a game described as not a game. It was described to me as a toy, and that made a lot of sense, right? It's sure, it evolved over time with surviving the night and different things kind of became, and there's different mini games and whatnot, and combat. But at its core, at the very beginning, it was a box of Legos, and it was go ahead, build whatever you want to build, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game, 2011, Dark Souls.
That I think makes sense, and like I said, follows like along the line of like good single player games that keep that genre going.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely probably famous for its difficulty, right? For its level of challenge.
I never played
games
that.
Like Sekiro.
I was gonna say that. That's what I was gonna say. I never played it, but I played Sekiro.
What's the other one?
Is it called Bloodborne?
Bloodborne. Yeah, there's a bunch of games that are kind of like this, right?
And did either of you play the Dark Souls series?
No, but I played Sekiro, and it's very. I mean, I'm told it's very similar, and I really liked it. It's tough. I got to a part where I'll be perfectly honest, I gave up, and
I watched you play a lot of that game. Actually,
it was really fun. Like,
oh yeah, I was watching that too. You were just getting your ass beat by this giant motherfucker and kept dying to him over and over. Me and Frank were watching. We were both sitting on the couch.
Yeah, I think we were at your house, or no, it was when we were living together. Yeah,
it was at our place, and we were just high as fuck watching you get your ass beat over and over.
It's a good
by the
game.
Same dude. And you didn't know what to do. You're like, what the fuck? You're like, I literally remember it ending. You're like, I'm done. This is where I end my stream. I'm gonna take a break from this. Catch you guys later. You just got off.
You were pissed. Fuck.
Yeah,
that was.
There's a couple parts like that, but I remember before I got stuck again, like for a really long time. I had a really good groove, and I remember going through a bunch of bosses, like a bunch of good bosses and stuff, and it was really fun.
Yeah, you should go back to that game. That was a fun game to watch.
I should. What it is, the problem is, like going through games like Red Dead came out, and there's other single player games I want to play. And when a game is really tough and you can't progress easily, and there's all these other games that come out that you want to play, and it's path of least resistance realistic,
and you have to raid.
And then what the big issue is fuck all those other games. Yes, what the biggest issue is World of Warcraft came out, and
it's all dominating.
The only time I play other games is when I'm like, basically what happens is I log on to World of Warcraft, even after I've done the whole remote queue thing to make sure I'm on the game for like however long while I'm at work. I'll come home and I'll log on, sit down, and I'll be like, do I actually have to do any farming or whatever today? Like, can I not show up to the raid if I don't do it today?
Well, like there's been multiple times now in like my real life where it's like, hey, let's go get a beer, and I'm like, I got to raid. Like, I can't leave the house.
It was like,
not even the
Monday,
raid.
we raiding.
Yeah.
I mean, not even the raid, though. I mean, making sure I can raid. Like, for example, this raid, this Anixia that we did tonight, where, we did the podcast late because it started at 7 and it went to like 9:45 or some shit. because or even later maybe. I don't even know what time
It
it
was
was done.
9:45.
So 9:45. So fucking how long? 2 hours 45 minutes for one fucking boss
That's
with
easy.
3 trash mobs between her and the door, and it took us 2 hours.
You don't even have to
45
kill one of
minutes.
them. There's 2
No,
mobs.
that's 4. There's 4
Oh,
total.
okay, right,
Four
right,
total.
right.
What you skip one, so there's 3 you kill.
All right, next game. In the interest of time,
Yeah. We let's get off of the WoW.
Yeah, okay.
Skyrim 2011. You can't
Yeah.
disagree. It's just
No.
it's just massive.
How many memes has that game made?
Oh, like crazy, and all the mods and like it's.
Remember when you were trying to play it like a year ago? You reinstalled it and like your guy was upside down
Holy
and like everything was.
That was actually really funny. So the reason was with the 10 series, the NVIDIA 10 series graphics cards, something to do with the NVIDIA physics, the wagon on the first scene would flip the fuck out. So you'd be going and it's the opening scene, the famous like the thing opens up and you're asleep and you wake up in the wagon, and as soon as you see the wagon hits the first bump, it's just boom, 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 boom. But it's like in the game engine. It's not like a QuickTime event or like a pre-recorded thing. So like the camera zooms out to like go around you and stuff, and like the guy's dead on the side, and the lady just like flips over and lands in a tree. Yeah. One of the horses is like on top of the other horse, and they're like going like, oh man, that was funny.
I've not seen glitches like that, but I've seen like a bunch of memes with like the intro where it keeps going into the intro.
Yeah.
Seen the memes older back in the day where it's the arrow to the knee, I used to be an adventure or whatever, blah blah blah.
So super influential game. Frankie in the chat says, I can disagree. Skyrim was fanboy trash.
Okay, whatever.
Salty.
There's a lot of comparisons, though. I want to say there was a big comparison people made between like the horses in Skyrim and in Witcher 3 because there's a lot of really great landscapes and shit in both games. But what people would do is cheese it on objectives sometimes. For example, you got this big fucking mountain in between you and your target. You could, on horseback in both games, in some areas, I think it was more exploitable in Skyrim, just ride up the fucking mountain, like almost straight up the fucking side of the mountain, just right up, straight back down, and just go to your objective and just go over the mountain and fuck it. Like your horse would just glitch or something and you'd be able to do it. Witcher 3 happens sometimes like that with the horse. It's pretty glitchy, but not as bad as Skyrim.
Yeah, Frankie says play Oblivion, but unfortunately that game was made in 2016, so it wasn't part of this decade.
Oh, thank you for the follow. I missed the name though. I gotta fix my,
girl, Liddy.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you for following. It's Feltzer.
Thanks, your girl, Liddy.
Nice.
We appreciate it.
All right, next game. Are you ready? This one's gonna make you mad. 2012. Candy Crush.
It does make me mad. I understand why it's on the list.
It's
not a game for me.
Yeah, it took
to the times.
It took the Facebook mom who played Bejeweled.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
And took that energy and put it on a fucking smartphone and shoved it down their throats. Remember all of those stories in 2012 where like some like mom in Connecticut spent like fucking 50 grand on Candy Crush in 6 months and shit like that. Like it was nuts.
Dude, that game is still haunting me because I get customers that'll come in to get a phone and they're like, "Oh, you know what? I'm not sure. The game saves for Candy Crush don't transfer, so I can't trade in my old phone. I got to keep it just so my game save stays on my Candy Crush." And I'm just like, "What? It's Candy Crush, bro."
Yeah.
So,
sorry,
not
you
sure
girl.
if the game don't transfer. Sorry if the game don't transfer. I can't get the new phone.
It's actually a good point Kron makes. Flappy Bird. I don't know if Flappy Bird's on the list, but I remember, we were in the industry selling mobile, right? But I remember people selling iPhones that had Flappy Bird on them for like $2,000. People were so addicted to this damn game. Didn't the guy just take it down from the store?
What's up, Liddy? Yeah, he just didn't want the fame.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, it was too stressful for him. Yeah.
Very strange. Okay, so Candy, we all agree. I don't think anyone was upset.
Like, not a game we like, but I understand why it's there.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Liddy, I don't know why you got timed out for using the word fuckers, but whatever, it's still there.
We'll fix that.
I think it's
What up, fucker?
it's a Streamlabs thing.
It's an auto block.
Oh.
What a terrible word. Not a normal Twitch user though. The joy emoji, use of the joy emoji instead of LW. I like that. That's cool. Okay hand, joy emoji.
Wait, so can I use lil W?
Yeah, you can use LW. No,
Why
you can't.
does it do
You
that?
gotta do all capitals. Like, you're not dumb. Boom, boom,
What do you mean?
boom. It's
Why is
LULW capitals. That's how you get the emote. All right, moving on. I like
Continue.
this. I like this.
Okay, what is it?
2012, The Walking Dead Season 1.
Yeah, it started a bunch
Great
of games.
game. Yeah, great game. I watched one of the first games I watched XQC play all the way through.
It's not a game for me. I had no interest in it, but yeah, they went on to make one for Game of Thrones, one for a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Didn't that studio get fucked over though, or something?
I think so.
Oh, the over the last 2 years they've been dying. The game's
God.
lost their popularity.
Okay.
They kind of just they kind of just let go half their staff without knowing, kind of things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Next game, 2014. So we're taking a leap forward here in years. So nothing on this list from 2013 at all, eh? 2013 kind of sucked as a year.
Grand
in
Theft
general.
Auto, Grand Theft Auto, boys.
Grand Theft
That was
Auto,
like
yeah.
Oh,
It's not
wait.
on this
I think
list.
they're missing it.
It's not on
They're
this
missing
list,
that.
but they dropped the
Yeah.
ball. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That
okay.
was
And I looked at this list. There's a couple games where I'm like, WTF, mate.
Well,
yeah.
it's Washington Post is owned by Amazon, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they
Yes.
are. Yeah, Jeff Bezos at least, right, owns
Yeah,
the Washington Post, who in turn owns Amazon as well,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
owns Twitch. So I would think that they would have at least some insight. But if Grand Theft Auto's not on here, this list sucks, Dick.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep moving on.
Although they've hit some points that I can agree with. Not all. But.
2014, Destiny. I don't think they did anything new, man. I think they took the idea of an RPG and dumbed it down so that it would fit on a console with less buttons. And they tried to do the FPS MMORPG, and I don't think they did it right.
They really missed the MMO part.
Yeah, they took like rating. They did like FPS rating. Is basically what
Yeah.
they did, and like
Yeah.
team-based coordination to overcome the level. I don't know. Thoughts on Destiny? I don't know how much we can expand on that.
So I never did one.
mean,
but I
Fra-
did two with you guys.
Frankie would be good to have here because he had a lot more experience, I think. I think he did.
Played. And
yeah.
I know he played a lot of Destiny too. And
You
I
got to remember it was only released on console too, so it's not our demo.
Yeah. The next week when we talk about the games that we played the most in the last decade, I think Kron can probably touch on Destiny because he played a fuck ton. Might even be good to have Kyle on. Kyle played really high level PvP in that game.
I was just gonna say
yeah.
PvP seemed actually kind of fun. What I didn't like was that we always had to go farm like bits, if you will.
Yeah,
We
remember
had to go farm BIS gear, and we didn't have the BIS gear. So when we were all doing PvP, it'd be like, oh, these guys all
BIS
have this
gear.
one gun. You
Remember
know what I'm
we
saying?
got the
If we
Rat King?
Use the term.
Yeah.
Remember we farmed the Rat King gun, so
and the more people that used it, it was stronger.
That's
That
what
was
I mean.
cool.
We were the
though.
only ones
So,
using
like-
it, so no, but we didn't get the full use out of it.
So
the
like
eyes would
for-
glow.
Yeah.
What
That was
I
sick.
didn't like was like I like PvP, like shooter PvP, and I liked how their game systems work and the mechanics and the abilities. I didn't like that the gear played such a big deal, whereas like the stats were more normalized, but still like the unique items that you had to farm still played their special effects, and they were still, like I said, if you'll use the term biz.
I mean,
yes.
I wasn't mad. I grinded out to get those better guns.
That's
It
what
was
I mean. I
fun.
didn't want to.
That was
I wasn't
fun.
that
Yeah,
in.
that's fine.
I was
Yeah.
not that into the rest of the game though. That's what my problem.
And then it was literally just Halo 3 PC,
Yeah.
like mechanically, and
I,
with a little bit faster movement.
The problem is I don't think we got to the level where the PvP could have been really fun. I think if I understood how the classes worked together more in like a PvP setting, 'cause a
yeah.
lot of things changed, I think we would have had way more fun.
Yeah, it would have been more like a kind of like an Overwatch, where like, okay, this guy plays tanky, this guy plays fast, and we
Right.
work together.
Guy jumps in, you coordinate. It's like coordinating alts in Overwatch, right?
Exactly.
When you first start playing the game, everyone's just spurging out. No one knows how to play. Eventually, you learn
Mm-hmm.
that the game is completely surrounding how you manage the group's ultimates and
Yeah.
how you coordinate, right? I feel like
And
that
was just because,
that would be fun if we got to that level in
the ga-
Destiny.
and that was just because the game didn't have enough content. When
I agree.
we got bored. We played the fuck out of that game for like a month, 2 months, and then it was just like, what do we do now?
Yeah, we got to like
I
crazy
don't
high
know.
light level or whatever it was.
Yeah.
We were
We
higher.
reached
I
the
was
max,
higher.
and we're just
Yeah,
like-
we were higher than Kyle, and he was like
Yeah.
competitive. Yeah, damn that game actually grabbed us by the dick.
Yeah, we were
For
crushing
quite a
it, and then
while.
we hit the roof, and like they just didn't
Keith
feed
with the
us fast enough
prime.
content.
Thank you,
Woo,
Keith.
thank you,
You
Keith.
beast. All right, so next game, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and you just thanked yourself. I don't know. Frankie thanked you. Okay, that's better. Oh, that's funny. So we already talked about The Witcher 3, so we'll move on. But I just straight up agree. Fantastic game.
Yeah. Yep.
2016 Pokemon Go.
Agreed.
Yes, 100% agree. I'm
Revolutionary.
playing it now. I'm fucking back at it. That's what I
Same.
should have thrown in what I'm playing these past 2 weeks. I've been playing Pokemon Go literally every filling moment of my day. When I'm not playing something else or I'm bored at any point in the day, I throw it out as a Pokemon, catch it, spin it, stop, back to everything else.
I think it makes my list of 10 games
Yeah.
for the decade.
And like I wish we got back into it in the summer so we could have done the raid stuff again a little bit more. Like, yeah, let's go today for 2 hours and like
Dude, we're
try to
gonna
find
do
Pokemon.
it. There's 0% chance we're not doing that as soon as
Yeah.
it's nice outside.
The only
Right.
reason is although I wish we really would do it this weekend at some point because the Lugia and Ho-Oh that we missed out.
We
last
should then.
week,
We should
can
just
get them in.
we should just
We should. We
jack
need
it
to get
up.
me, you, Ben, and a couple other people to do the raids and grab ourselves a Lugia and a Ho-Oh.
Normies stomped me in the streets to talk to me because I wore a shirt with it on it, says Kron.
Stopped.
Brandon's shirt.
Stopped.
Yeah,
Not
they
stomped.
stopped him in the
I
street.
said
to talk.
stopped. I said stomped.
Oh,
Anyway,
I thought you
but
said stomped.
stomped me in the streets, the normies.
Yeah. Some normie stomped me in the streets wearing my Pokemon shirt.
Yeah, I have
Mystic motherfuckers stomped on me.
I
Fuck
have
you,
my
Valor.
shirt. I have my shirt still too. It has our username on the back, and it has Valor across the front, right?
Yeah.
And on the arm too, I think. Yeah, I still have that
Yeah,
shirt.
that was fun.
Fuck.
You have a Pokemon Go emblem shirt?
Yeah, Scott's brother
t-shirts.
made them. Yeah, so we got heavy
Oh, yeah,
into
Louis-
it, dude.
Louis wasn't here with us. but,
No.
like, yeah, we finished work and would spend 5 hours downtown walking around trying to catch Pokemon. And then I remember like Frank's like, because back then there was a map you could load online where it loaded all the Pokemon that were popping up. Frank's like, there's a Snorlax over here. So we met up, got in a car, drove around and started catching like Snorlaxes and Blastoise, all these different Pokemon. Yeah, man. Oh,
But
we
listen to this. Remember the Charizard?
got- you got a Charizard, I'm pretty sure.
So I woke up. I
wasn't
woke
with
up.
you.
I know you were mad at me. I woke up at like 2:30 a.m. to check the map randomly.
Oh, you told me about this.
Yeah, and I'm in bed at the time with my then girlfriend, and I got up and saw the Charizard on the map. Saw that I had to drive to Byron, which is an area about 20 minutes away from me, and the Charizard was despawning in 25 minutes. So I jump up out of bed, I throw my pants on, throw my sweater on, or t-shirt or whatever the hell it was. It was actually warm outside, but I'm just like frantically getting dressed at 2:30 a.m. and I'm basically, of course, as any normal human would react to that. It wasn't the greatest, and I just said I'm going to catch a Charizard, and I ran out the door. I drove there, and goddamn, I got that fucking Charizard. But then I was telling Scott the story the next day, and he goes, "Why the fuck didn't you call me?" Like, I would have went.
I'm closer to Byron.
Yeah, it was like completely rational in his mind that I woke up at 2:30 a.m. to get in the car and drive to a different part of the city. It was like a Wednesday.
Yeah, I
We are
guarantee
people
you,
that
if you
stayed
called
up
me,
until
I played that
wee hours
game
in
a
the morning
bit.
to play games together.
Yeah.
I played that game a bit, but like, there's no fucking way I would get up for 2:30 to catch any Pokemon.
Yeah,
Oh, I
it was
would.
it was retarded. I don't know why the hell I did, but hey, you know what's actually awesome? I then traded that Charizard because it was caught in 2016. I traded it with a friend's Charizard, a
week.
coworker this week. And if you trade a 2016 Pokemon, both
Become lucky.
Pokemon they roll lucky, and the Charizard that I got back rolled perfect, 4-star.
So it's the perfect Charizard. Yeah.
I have a perfect Charizard, and he's extra
And
large.
it's super rare.
Not a big deal. Anyway,
Yeah. What's
Pokemon
his next
Go,
game?
very influential. We can all agree. Fortnite.
Nope, that should not be on the list. We already recapped why it shouldn't be on the list and what.
It's
games should be on the
H1Z1.
list.
It's H1Z1.
But you know what they want to argue, I think, is because I don't think those other battle royales capture kids as much, and I think that's why they would put Fortnite on this list because there's no other battle royale on this list.
It's purely because of the scale of Fortnite, right? It's
Audience
transcended gaming. It's into mainstream media. You've got Ninja at the ball drop last year. Where we're talking the decade, but if we're just talking the year, the guy who is the most popular in the sport. Oh, so not in the sport. In the game, literally was at the ball drop in New York City to ring in the new year. That's
Remember
how
when
popular
he was
it was.
trying to get people to dance, and he was doing
Not
the
seeing
dance, and
enough
nobody would
movement.
do it?
Not seeing enough movement.
They also got the Star Wars event though that you brought up, and then I watched it, and there's fucking legit lightsabers in there. You could just fight lightsaber battles.
Oh, yeah,
Fortnite
they have
partner-
money.
That's not their first partnership.
They got money,
Fortnite
dude.
did it with the Batman, the last Batman movie. They did it with I think they did something for Game of Thrones with the Ice Sword.
They did.
They did it. The first one was Marvel when they did the Gauntlet for the first Avengers or the
Yeah, they did
last
Thanos.
Avengers.
They did the soccer uniforms.
Yeah,
I
think they did something for Spider-Man at some point. Yeah, they've been making collabs for a while.
Did we say the Samsung thing? The
Yeah.
Galaxy Note 10. They had the
Yeah.
special Note 10 skin. Yeah, there was a bunch.
The
Marshmallow concert.
Actually, this should 100% be on it, and this is my main reason: cross-platform play. They are linking up mobile to PC to Xbox to PlayStation to Nintendo Switch. Hey, if you got a device that can run that damn game, they can play with each other. They're not limiting any friends from playing with one another.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So in that in itself, into that to see where it's actually leading to, like that I can play. My brother bought a Xbox One X to play Modern Warfare with me, and that would not be happening if it wasn't for Fortnite. So
It's
I'll
very
give
true.
it to them for that. 100%. You know what? Revoke my answer. It should be on the list for a totally different reason.
That ends the list. We're done,
Yeah.
boys. Pretty damn good
It is.
podcast. How long was that?
Yeah, I liked it. There was one thing I did want to mention before we get off.
Yeah, for sure. We're just in the
Like,
we're in the addendum now.
10 times we mentioned Witcher, I just didn't want to take us away from games. Louis, are you excited for the new Witcher TV series that launched today?
I actually am so stressed.
I will preface
out today.
this with that it has a 9.8 rating on IMDb right now.
Whoa.
Okay,
From
this
users.
This is my issue. Is I actually have a ton of shit going on, and all I want to do is watch this. And I'm actually in a situation where I have to watch. What's today? Friday. I have to watch The Mandalorian. I have to watch
The
Rick
Office?
and Morty. I have to watch The Office. Gosh, I mean, eventually I'll watch it again.
Well, you know what? Just to say right now, I'm so sad. I'm on the last episode again, and I'm like having the depression of it's all done again.
But it's not done if you just watch it again. You just start.
I know, but it's so different. You grew with them again, and then
Yeah,
you
but then
start
they're
back
just
to
young,
babies.
but then they're 7 years younger, and you're like, oh, look at that! Look at this great show.
You just feel
But
revitalized.
yeah.
Your hip stops
But,
hurting.
anyways, I have to watch the
The
last
Witcher.
episode of Rick and Morty. I have to catch up on South Park. I have to watch The Mandalorian. So I'm always gonna put off a few of those things. But what I'm not going to is I think The Mandalorian. I think when I finish the last episode
Oh
of
yeah,
The Mandalorian
watch that right.
before I start The Witcher, because I just have the newest episode that came out today to watch. The morning show. I think I told Frank, and like I'm not gonna keep up with it. It's a show that I watch with Megan, and I'll be perfectly honest. I don't think it's a bad show, but I don't think it's a show that I need to watch before any other shows. I think I'm constricted
no
by
interest.
time though. Is my biggest problem. So, The
Yeah.
Witcher.
But yeah,
I
no.
don't-
So you went totally off topic. How excited are you
Yeah.
for it? Do you think it's gonna be good? Have you watched the trailer? Like, let's
fuck
focus
my
back
life.
on the
I don't
Witcher
know,
series. I
man.
don't give a
It's,
fuck about what else you're
Okay,
watching.
so it looks really good.
Okay.
You say it got a 9.8. I saw some iffy reviews, but I don't know. It's weird. The reviews were all over the place. Some of the reviews that said it was bad looked like they were actually shitty reviews anyway. So I wouldn't.
So
even
yes,
buy into that.
I can fill you in on that. Today on Reddit,
No, I saw
website-
that one. That was what I mean. That's the shit review where they were giving it like a 0.
Yeah.
I mean other reviews where they were a little.
But you know why
why?
Reddit lost their mind on him? Because he said, I watched episode 1, I watched episode 2, and nobody has time for Netflix drama in their series. So I went to episode 5, and his review was episode 1, 2, and 5. So Reddit lost their mind on this guy today because they're like, what the fuck? Your job? What do you mean you don't have time for it? Your job is to watch a whole series and give us a review on it. So they just went. I went to his Twitter page and it was just fire. It was just.
Well, even so, like even
That's
from
like
the
you
first
working for
episode,
LG and just saying, "Yeah, I didn't go to this city." It's like,
I
"Man,
said I went there.
fuck it."
Yeah.
We're gonna say I went there.
I told them the Samsung phone was better.
Yeah.
But what I mean though is I heard that episode 1 was really good. So I heard good things that like seemed like they were. Okay, actually, let me rephrase it. Anything that seemed like it was a legitimate review said it was good, and the fishy reviews were shit and mixed. And then there was that one review which I saw on Reddit, which got me looking at other reviews, which is the shittiest review, which was the one that was a 0 out of 10 or 0 out of 5.
I generally, to be honest, I've gone away from critic reviews and I try to go by user reviews because there are other people like me that like media, probably are watching it because I'm interested in it and like similar media that I like. So that's why I like it. Critics and like you gotta take a grain of salt with critics because a lot of them are gonna just make it bad to get a read, somebody to go to their page and check it out.
They're just too
What did
critical.
this
yeah.
guy say? What? This guy only watched this episode, and they just gave that website 1 million views because they all wanted to see the bullshit.
They go for the hot take rather than the accurate
Yeah.
take.
But
You
yeah,
got
I'm
it.
still
Exactly.
excited for
Perfect way
it.
to say it.
Overall, I'm really excited for it. I think it's gonna be good. Henry Cavill, I was actually really against. I didn't think he would fit the role because I was following it way before you saw any footage of him in the role in any makeup. So like as soon as it was like announced, I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is gonna be sick. Blah blah blah. Then they're like, oh, Henry Cavill is gonna be Geralt. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no fucking way. That's
No,
be
he's a
shit.
fan of the games. That's why he got.
Yeah.
He's
He's a
giant
fan of the games.
Witcher
He's a fan of the
series.
books. He pressed for the role.
Yeah.
And
And
then
that's
you
one
know
of the
what-
reviews I read said that he nailed Geralt or Geralt, whatever his name is. Sorry, I don't know
Geralt.
it properly.
He had sex
Geralt.
with him.
Yeah.
he had
nailed
sex
him.
with the author. He
got him.
fucking butt fucked.
But,
him. And the author was like, "I give you my blessing. You can beat Geralt." But no, what I thought was funny, not funny, was good. What made me a little like confident that he'd be good was they did a really really early, like makeup test where it was just Henry Cavill just in makeup, just a quick like 10-second shot maybe. He faces the camera, moves a little bit, turns around and walks out of the camera shot, and that's it. And it was just to show people him as Geralt, and it was actually pretty damn good. So I was like,
So
okay,
watch the show.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm
Alright.
excited. I said I'm excited.
Okay.
I was talking about the
So-
follow-up. I was talking about the process of being excited and not being excited to start with him.
True. Okay. Cool.
It is at a 9.2 now, with 15,000 reviews.
It's only been out for today. Like it's still not even been
Yeah.
one full day it's been out. So like, any reviews are going to be changing for a while.
Yeah.
But no,
Wave,
so
boys.
my whole point was not interested, was not super stoked, and then I got stoked when I saw he looked really good in the role. So, this is how we end.
Yeah, we're great. Well, yeah. But yeah,